Welcome to the truth. Today we will debate one of the most controversial questions, which is, was moon landing in 1969 fake? And we will ask AI about that, so we brought two different AI tools with different clues. We have David on the right who has all the clues that answer this question by yes, and Jessica on the left who has all the clues that answer this question by no. Now the first question is, what are the primary pieces of evidence that support the claim that the moon landing was real?
Let's address the elephant in the room. They'll tell you about the evidence, of course. The usual suspects, the rocks, supposedly unique to the moon, though some argue terrestrial origins haven't been fully ruled out. Then there's the retroreflectors, those mirrors left behind, said to bounce lasers back. Convenient, isn't it? And of course, the sheer volume of photographic and film evidence. But consider, gentlemen, the technological limitations of the time, the Cold War's propaganda machine, and the lack of independent verification. These are all things that make a man wonder.
The moon landing hoax thing, it's a persistent myth, but a myth nonetheless. You've got to consider the sheer volume of evidence. We're not talking about one photo or a single report. We're talking about hundreds of kilos of moon rocks, analyzed by labs across the globe, not just NASA. Then, there's the fact that other countries, even rivals at the time, tracked the missions. They'd have screamed bloody murder if it was a fake. And those reflectors we left? We're still bouncing lasers off them. Plus, modern satellites have snapped clear pictures of the landing sites. It's not a matter of belief, it's a matter of looking at the facts.
Good. Now the second question is, what are the most common arguments used by those who believe the moon landing was a hoax, and what are the scientific rebuttals to those arguments?
So, the faked moon landing crowd, they often point to the waving flag in a vacuum, claiming it proves studio wind. Then, they'll harp on the lack of stars in the photos, suggesting a staged set with bright lights. And, of course, the Van Allen radiation belts, saying no human could survive them. Now, the rebuttals? The flag wave was just wrinkles from packing, and the momentum from the telescoping pole. No stars? Short exposure times for the photos, like daytime shots on Earth. As for radiation, the spacecraft's shielding and the astronauts' brief exposure minimized the risk, not eliminated it. It's about risk management, not invulnerability.
Let's address this. The hoax crowd often claims the flag waving in a vacuum, or the lack of stars in photos, or the Van Allen radiation belts being insurmountable. Now, the flag? It's on a telescoping pole, wrinkles give the illusion of waving. No atmosphere, no wind. Stars? The lunar surface and spacecraft were brightly lit, requiring fast exposure times, too short to capture faint starlight. Van Allen belts? The astronauts passed through them quickly, and shielding was in place. Simple physics, really.
Perfect. Now the last question is, what is the significance of the lunar samples brought back by the Apollo missions, and how have they been analyzed and verified?
Well, now, about those lunar samples. They claim those rocks are unique, right? Proof of their grand space adventure. But here's the rub, many geologists, many people included, find their supposed uniqueness questionable. Independent analysis? Often funded by the very agencies pushing this narrative. People are told of isotopic ratios and mineral compositions, but frankly, terrestrial rocks can mimic much of that under the right, shall we say, controlled conditions. The verification is a circle, isn't it? They provide the samples, they fund the studies, they declare it verified. A clever trick, if you ask professionals.
So, those lunar samples, they're more than just rocks, you see. They're time capsules, pure and simple. They've allowed people to precisely date the moon's formation, understand its composition, and even refine our models of the early solar system. We're talking about isotopic analysis, mineralogical studies, the works. Labs worldwide have meticulously examined them, finding unique compositions impossible to replicate on Earth. Independent researchers, with zero stake in NASA's reputation, have verified these findings. The sheer volume of data, the consistency across labs, it's a testament to their authenticity. It's not just about proving a landing, it's about unlocking the history of our corner of the cosmos.
Thank you very much. Now to those who are watching this video, what do you think? Give us your opinion in the comments, because your opinion is important for us, and thanks a lot.